Welcome back, gods and goddesses, to the Gifted Goddess channel, where I channel my gifts for the collective advantage in a multitude of ways. And I encourage you to not only seek your gifts, but to find meaningful ways to employ them. Welcome, welcome. If this is your first time tuning in to the Gifted Oracle Goddess channel, I always like to welcome you in the highest of love and light vibration. So welcome, come on in, class. Okay, come join the class, find a seat wherever you like. Open space is available. If you're returning, thank you for returning. Remember to hit the like button to get credit for your participation and attendance in class today. So, if you tuned into the last message, you know I said I will have the cameras on. So today is a visual learning day, okay? So the knowledge isn't free, class. You have to at least pay attention. So as I said, I am divinely guided to channel my gifts in a multitude of ways. And today we have a special set of cards, okay? Or messages. As you can see here, the main message is a domino effect. So 133, as I said that, okay? We are in alignment with our purpose here. So if this channel or this video specifically found you, it's because you are in the process of ascension, okay? You're ready to stop simply living in autopilot and ready to take control of your life. Okay, so okay, we just had a train pass through, so trains could be significant. If you haven't been here before, we're heavily coded, okay? So please understand that this message in its entirety is a 204 message. I'm also seeing 504. Okay, so I'm coming on this evening. It is January 15th, 2026. In the wee hours in the morning. It's after 3 a.m. Okay. That day or time could be significant for you, but whenever this message finds you, remember it is meant to find you in that divine timing, okay? Timing is always divine over here, okay? When you take the magic school bus to class with me, okay, class? So, yeah, there's a lot going on in the energy, as I said. 204 simply means there's levels to this, okay? So whatever level this resonates for you on, okay? Whether personal, I'm hearing financial crises are significant, okay? I'm getting a lot of channels right now, okay? Fine timing for a train, right? This could be locally in your general area. 432 is that say that something is going down heavily in the energy, okay? I don't know if you can hear the train outside, but it sounds very heavy, okay? Heavy cargo is significant. 444, as I said, that heavy protection in the energy. I'm hearing the foundations of things are being rocked. The stability of the foundations are being rocked, okay? So foundations being tested, okay? Are they in alignment? Whether this is physically, mentally, emotionally for you personally, whether this is locally in your local area or government. I'm hearing farmers markets could be significant here in the near future. Okay. The fall season could be significant, very significant. Okay. Someone could be 39. So this could be on, like I said, on an individual scale, a literal scale, metaphorically, globally, politically, right? 543, as I said that. Things are coming down, okay? So let's get into the domino effect and what happens with dominoes, okay? Number one, somebody's playing a game. 555, as I said that. The game is being changed up, okay? New players, new teams, new energy, okay? So different contracts and collaborations coming in. And like I said, whatever level you take that on, whether you take that personally in regards to relationships, love, whether financially in business, okay, collaborations and connections are coming through, whether you take that, to a global scale, old contracts and constitutions and declarations being re-examined, shaken up a bit, and restructured is what I'm hearing, okay? So let's be careful let's not mince our words. Okay, so if you're not paying attention, you're going to need to look at the screen. Okay, so Most High has a question. What do you really get if all you want are the tangibles, the gold and the diamonds? If that's all you want, that's all you will get, okay? So if all you want is money, then all you'll get is money. If all you're worried about is tangible physical items, that's all you'll get, right? Bob Marley had a saying, I said this in the last reading. Some people are so poor, all they have is money. Okay, so if money means everything to you and that's all you're looking for out of life, oh, then that's what you will get, okay? So, what are you really looking for in life, okay? True richness is freedom, an unshackled mind, crown chakra, living as your highest self with intention and purpose, which provides your provision, okay? So it's not just about tangibles, okay? It's actually being in purpose, on purpose, doing what you're called to do, not worrying about what the naysayers have to say. These were divinely guided, okay? I just need you to know that as we continue. So I was guided to share this with you. I actually shared this on another channel. This is actually something for another channel, this card in particular, which is from Isaiah 3:29, which is a warning from God that he will come against his people and judge them for their evil. So again, what are you aligning yourself with, okay? Is it just the tangibles? That's why even if you get it, you still don't get it. Okay? So you think you know, but you have no idea type of energy. You couldn't possibly get it because you couldn't possibly get it. If you know, you know. If you don't, well, I suggest you look deeper within self. Okay? We see that that is causing a domino effect, right? Some things can't be said on certain channels and platforms, so follow along, okay? Causing a domino effect. Let's leave that up here, okay? We've seen this before. We've seen that before, okay? Right? And we know where this leads to, okay? We're all adults here. We know what is true and what is false, what makes sense and what makes nonsense. You can't make sense out of nonsense, okay? That makes no sense. Okay, just another tactic. Are we reading along, okay? So the constant use of fear is a typical narcissistic tactic of mind control, okay? Right? Let's not forget what we're talking about. Using your emotions against you. And this is other systems that play a part in this, okay? But they use your emotions against you. So if you've dealt with a narcissist in your personal life, right? Look at this on a higher scale. This is what we're seeing on a higher scale. So like I said, Individually, this could be occurring with you, okay? Someone using your emotions against you, okay? As we see, that's a typical narcissistic tactic of mind control, okay? Using the things you care about against you to drive your actions, thoughts, behaviors, beliefs, and feelings, okay? Those are some of the feelings they use against you. And what do you love most? The Most High wants to know. That's what everybody seems to love most, so that's often what's weaponized, right? The love of money, power, influence, and control. Right now, we have a plethora of people, online influencers with no influence or influencing people for all the wrong things. Horror culture is quite popular. If you can't understand why, then I'm going to need you to look into that further, okay? And think about realistically, right, logically, why a system would want everyone in their lowest vibration, operating out of their lowest self, okay, and not on purpose, okay? Because these systems and structures would fail to thrive. Okay. A cesspool doesn't stink until it's stirred, right, class? It's being stirred heavily right now. So sometimes things that look destructive are divinely guided as well. As we know, towers come in to not just tear down, but clear a path for a new, right? So if we want new systems in place, other ones have to be restructured. Let's use that restructure. Okay, are we following along? We know the power, we know there's power in the tongue, okay? You can either speak life or endings, okay? So what we say is powerful, what we create is powerful, and the systems and beliefs that we believe in, right? Perception is everything. So if you have a fearful perception or a doomsday type of idea about the future or where things are headed, then okay, it creates a constant state of fear, which certain energies thrive off, negativity, right? And they need us to be in our lowest of low vibrations so that we don't usher in a new world where purpose provides provision, okay? They need you to stay in a low vibrational gold digging mentality where you are thinking about nothing but self in the ego, okay, in the lowest of your chakras, operating as your lowest self out of your lower chakras, okay, in the ego, in the pride, in the lust, in the greed, okay, in the selfishness, instead of focusing on unity and community within our intermediate circles, within family, friend groups, and let's expand that further to neighborhoods, cities, countries, states, globally, right? Okay. Are we reading along, class? Pencils out, notebooks ready. Just don't crucify the messenger this time, okay? I think we promised we wouldn't do that since last time. History is repeating itself. We know where this goes. We've seen this before. Where does this lead us to, class? Can someone tell me in the comments? What type of leadership had a strong propaganda that started with targeting one group and then another? We've seen where this goes. So do we want to keep acting like we don't see what we see? What are we pretending not to know where this goes? As long as we have access to the comforts of alleged freedom, right? As long as we have access to our partial freedoms in our cute little corners, our nuclear families, in homes, white picket fences, 2-car garages, the dog, the cat, the 2 children, right? As long as we are living the dream, able to buy a Mercedes when we save up enough money, once we work hard enough to get all the material things they convince us that we need. What are we really getting ourselves, okay? They keep you in that energy so you don't see the bigger plan. That you are actually gods and goddesses within yourself, okay? You have the power of the Most High within you, okay? What did he say? I created you, right? The Most High created you, so therefore ye are gods and goddesses. That's why I come on calling you gods and goddesses, okay? So this is all to keep us mentally trapped in a place where their systems thrive, okay? It doesn't really serve us. We have a healthcare system that keeps us sick. We have a food system that provides no nutrition. We have an educational system that miseducates the youth. Most adults don't even know how to file taxes on their own. Most adults don't know how to grow their own food. Most adults in today's society do not even know how to think critically for themselves. That's why they're easily swayed by things like this that go on, and then we vote people in office of low integrity because we want them to run things like a business. Why? Because we're focused on money and power. We're not focused on gaining knowledge and intelligence and uplifting communities, uplifting the world, connection with the Most High, connection with the spiritual realm. We're not focused on that, okay? Everyone's focused on getting a bag. Okay, but how many bags do you need? And then when you get to end of life and I'm hearing you go before the judge and you're asked, okay, so what say you? I gave you the gifts and the talents to do X, Y, and Z. And what did you do with them? Oh, well, I didn't do that. I went to law school because that would give me the most money. And then I was nefarious in my job to get more money. I snaked anyone that I could to get ahead. I perpetuated certain things and knowing it was divisive and against my interests. And even if I felt like if it wasn't against my interests, I knew it was against other people's interests. And that didn't concern me because I needed money. I wanted more money. Or I am caught up in systems that tell me the color of a person matters more than their character, than their humanity. Okay, so these things can no longer go on, okay? It's time to call a spade a spade. The FDA allows us to eat food that's hazardous to our bodies, that attack our systems instead of growing us more healthy. Most of the food here in America is banned in most other states. Our lunches that are provided to our children are akin to what is fed to prisoners, which is below standard as well. They should still be treated as human beings and individuals, okay? They're there to get rehabilitation, not to be used as legal slaves to a system that still perpetuates it. The Board of Education allows and promulgates the miseducation of the masses. As I said, many people graduate high school not knowing their S from first base. And still we have those type of people getting on platforms, spewing anything they think sounds good to get clickbait instead of recognizing and realizing the power of the tongue. And then we have so many more people who don't do their due diligence to even fact check this information, who simply just regurgitate these statements that have never been fully digested in the first place to see if they are of any substance or value. It's time to call a thing, class. Okay, we have to assess ourselves, our neighbors. Look at what you are putting stock into. Okay, who are you trusting with your divine energy, your time, your money, even votes? Okay. The alphabet people, they ignore well-known homegrown people that are egregious to other people within the country. Okay, homegrown people who are not kind citizens. Okay, that use their time and energy to come against others in the most malicious and vicious ways. And for what reason? Okay, they understand these people are here, and what do they do about it? Yet we have ICE running around the country swooping everybody up. Imagine if ICE spent more time tracking down the homegrown Tasmanian devils. Imagine if I spent that time looking for missing children, if they put that much energy and effort into looking for these homegrown Tasmanian devils or looking for missing children. Yet they choose to ignore these things to keep the fear and evil growing and spreading. Yes, okay, it's that serious. However, they thought no one would know or notice anything, and no one could stop them, okay? I'm hearing enough is enough. As we know, the justice system remains imbalanced as no one is focused on the truth nor justice. Just getting money, okay? Those are just a few examples. However, these are all narcissistic systems that must fall with the narcissists themselves. Mainly that one. Okay? Are you paying attention, class? Have you checked the screen? Are you taking notes? Are we thinking critically? Okay? And, unfortunately, it is people, oftentimes it's the people that know this, that are attracted to these things, right? But help spread the knowledge and information. Check people. Okay, we need a system of checks and balances within our neighborhoods and communities. Call it out. Okay? Everyone is human and deserves to have a decent human existence without other people coming against other people for whatever reason. It's quite idiotic, okay? I'm not even going to think of an eloquent word for it, okay? We should have left these things in the ancient past where they belong, but yet here we are stirring up this racial tension again, okay? These are the very systems that we know, okay? It's not like we don't know. We're in the age of information. We know very well that these systems have contributed to the downfall of humanity, class, okay? Resulting in what? The loss of so many souls and the cause of so many souls, people, right? I.e., people not ascending to their purpose, their God given purpose. That's what it's all about. Him and everyone before him. Okay, y'all want to know the T? That's what the T is. This is what the T is. You're not supposed to just be at that job working and doing whatever anybody tell you to do. Okay, you have a divinely guided purpose, and they create these systems to get us to be not in purpose, on purpose, as God intended. Okay. They have disrupted divine order, dismantling divine plans. That is not going to be taken lightly anymore. Disrupting divine plans for purpose-led individuals to fulfill prophecy, okay? As intended. So, this is where it gets interesting. As I said before, I'm just a messenger. Remember, we all agreed not to crucify the messenger this time. I suggest you follow along, class. Look at your notes. Follow with the captions on the screen. As we saw in the beginning, Isaiah 3:29. So let's leave that out here as well, okay? Not my words. Just understand I'm just a divine messenger delivering a divine message. Okay, we got it. I need you to understand how serious this is, okay? So I'm going to need you to get yourself together. It's giving the story of Lazarus, okay? And, you know, we all know these stories, okay? We know the difference from right and wrong, good and bad, and we have choices. So, I'm hearing ye shall be judged by your choices and actions, okay? And how you treat other people with your so-called power. Please understand these are divinely guided messages. You are to be looking at the screen, taking your notes, class. You can read out loud to yourself at home. I will not be reading all of these out loud, okay? As we can see, it's very strong and intense. And those who hear, right, it is a very strong energy. And I think the Most High knew that it would be difficult for me to say. So it's a very heavy energy and it's very strong and it's very stern. And I need you to know that it's very serious. Okay, so if you have this going on, right, don't wait till it's too late and you're Lazarus on the other side. You're the rich guy in the Lazarus story on the other side and you are begging for forgiveness, you know, in the tropical place, begging for a drop of water off of somebody's pinky thumb, off of somebody's fingertip. Okay, so yeah, we're going to need to call each other out and get this thing straightened out. We have to call a spade a spade. This energy can no longer thrive here, okay? Understand that your purpose provides provision, okay? You are supposed to be focused on your purpose and your purpose alone, not anyone else's. This is a call to consciousness. This is a call to righteousness, okay? Do what's good for the sake of doing good. No one has to tell you these things. We're all full grown adults, right? Treat people as you will want to be treated, as I say at the end of every message. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I'm hearing no second warnings will be given. Okay, I'm being divided. I'm being divinely guided to say this out loud. For those of you who disrespect, dishonor, and disregard, heavy on the okay? Create disadvantages and just disarray, okay? Dizzying your energy. For those who disrespect, dishonor, and disregard the daughters of the divine, yes, we're talking about women. Girls are the apple of the Father's eye. We all know that, right? So if you know what you do if someone disrespect your daughters, the women in your life, what do you think the Most High will do for his? I'll leave that as an open-ended question. If you would like to comment below, you can with your answer. So, judgment has been called. Everyone must pay for their deeds. Okay? That time is now. Okay? Everything you've sown, you shall reap. An eye for an eye. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay? Everyone. Okay? Every good deed shall be rewarded. No questions about it. Dharma. You will receive the land of milk and honey, heaven on earth. You will reap what you sow. Your purpose will provide your provision as the Most High intended, okay? And for those on the antithesis side of that, the opposite side of that, in the antimatter of things, if you know, you know, whatever level you take this on, okay? And every bad deed shall be rewarded with karma. You're welcome. A dish best served cold, okay? So it's going to get very cold, very dark, very lonely for people that are operating in this low vibrational energy. Okay, so not just this person, but people who spew rhetoric and propaganda, who say things that they know are false, who lace the truths or half truths with lies, okay, to convince others. 3333, as I said, that the Most High is all over this. Spiritual teams are all over. It's over. It's cold. It's done. We're done. Up until this point, every seed matters. Every lie spread and told. Seeds of hate, rhetoric, evil eye, casting spells, projection, lack of accountability. It all matters, okay? Heavy on the Ma'at energy coming through to balance things out. This is justice coming through, okay? So if you've done good, fine. If you haven't did what you needed to do, that's on you. For those who refuse to learn the lessons, who refuse to grow up and put the childish things away, okay, will remain in those cycles. You know, it's unfortunate that we're given chance after chance, and so many of us, right? I'm not excluded from that. It takes so long to get the lesson, but at some point you have to get the lesson. If you refuse to even try to look at things, if you refuse to even try to work on self, to try to seek your purpose, just be of a good person, right? Figure out what you're doing here in life instead of just spinning in circles, following everybody around, excuse me, and indulging in devices and vices, okay, knowingly and unknowingly. At what point do you get up and say, I'm doing something different? This isn't how I should live. I should be contributing something to society. My divine energy was not created to sit around and do this and do nothing, to operate in vicious cycles, come against people, be petty, look at the tea, worrying about what celebrities are doing, taking screenshots of other grown folks' business, putting it all online, worrying about that, forgetting about your kids. Y'all don't even pay that much attention to your kids' homework. But everybody know what Cardi B's doing in her relationship. Okay? I'm hearing y'all probably know her kids' middle names. Can't even halfway pronounce your own. Do you even know what your name means? Do you know where your mother came from? Where your lineage is from? Look into something that matters. Cardi B's cool and that's cute for entertainment. Leave the entertainment where it should be, okay? And you shouldn't indulge so much in that, but that's neither here nor there. Do something that matters. How are you contributing to society in a positive way? God created you with His energy, divine energy, and we are sitting here wasting it on what and for what? Okay, we have all this going on around us, acting like we don't see it, acting like it doesn't matter. What are you doing to combat that energy? I'm here to tell you, class, all it takes is for you to get out of this low vibrational energy. Start being positive, okay? Start being positive. Start looking towards your purpose, okay? Stop looking for the quick answer, the quick route, or the get rich quick scheme. It's not all about money. You're to be looking for your purpose. So don't say no one told you, okay? And I suggest you tell your family, your friends, your loved ones, usher them into the light, into the seed of knowing, okay? So they can have seeds of prosperity as well, and everyone plants seeds together. Just imagine if everyone was focused on what they needed to do, right? Like, this is an escape room. I've said this before, okay? Don't get me to preaching. Everyone is equipped with a special set of skills. And if we're to get heaven on earth, get this planet where it needs to be, okay, out of these dark karmic cycles where we know they're at, okay, we all can see it. What can you do individually? Don't look at, oh, how can I restructure a whole system? What can you do individually? What skills do you possess individually to help this thing along? Help thy neighbor. Love and respect thy mother, okay? Mother and father. Okay, treat people as you should be treating them. Help your neighbor with something. Help the lady at the grocery store. Be pleasant and polite. If you don't have anything nice to say, shut that hole in your face. Okay, until you can come up with something positive. Okay, especially online. So those who refuse to grow up, to put away the childish ways, will remain in those cycles, going in circles, absolutely nowhere fast. You want to be hamsters on a wheel, working for somebody else, worrying about what's going on in Hollywood instead of what's going on in your child's classroom, in your child's brain, in your existence, your immediate existence. You don't even know what's going on with your family. People supporting strangers more than they support their family. Okay? That's got to end, okay? Actions have direct consequences. I'll let you read that to yourself. Because these people never hid who they were, okay? And this isn't even on this type of scale, but if you know, okay? Right. Personally, individually, right? You know people are wicked and foul. And instead of somebody saying something, doing something, being different, um, being the example to lead from, being the example in the group dynamic, family, community, etc., you go along with some nefarious behavior. You go along with somebody treating people poorly. Barely anyone standing up to these narcissistic people in power, okay? On whatever level, okay? From the highest to the lowest. As you can see, some people, they wrote checks with their mouths that their souls will pay for, and it ain't enough. Therefore, entire lineages will pay. Do you see how serious this is? I'm hearing nobody's coming to save you. I was wondering why these lifesavers were here, okay? Look at this, lapel du vide, the call. So if you got the call, answer. If you're watching this, consider this the call. Consider this your purpose call, okay? You being called to get in alignment, you being called to get in discernment, you being called to get into alignment with your purpose, okay? Help those who need help. Very simple. Show empathy. We had a woman calling around for churches to help her with formula, and she couldn't even get help for her hungry child from churches. Oh yeah. I need to stress the importance of this message, okay? So if you're seeing this, I hope you share this with your loved ones. This is very serious, okay? Understand and teach your children, teach your loved ones. If you've made it here, kudos, you are on the path, you are on this journey. If you are a cross watcher, welcome. Surprise, right? Your purpose provides your provision, okay? Something that's on my desk every day. Okay, not these systems, okay? The Most High has given you a purpose, and with that purpose comes provision. But first, you got to clean yourself up. You got to clean up your behavior, your actions, your energy. Get out of this lower vibrational energy. You have to connect to Christ consciousness. How do you do that? Clean your heart space. Y'all focused on the wrong green. You're focused on paper, and you should be focused on heart. Doing everything with love. Love is the key to every door. If you don't know the answer to something, try love, try compassion, try understanding. And when you can't, remove yourself until you can, okay? In the Bible, the main message of Isaiah, okay, is a call for God's people to repent from their sin, especially social injustice and idolatry, okay? We've talked about idolatry before. The modern golden calf is sitting right in New York City, and everybody walks past it like it is a seventh wonder of the world, okay, a modern day attraction. The bull of Wall Street is your modern calf, okay? A bull is just a calf that is full grown, okay? So it's like not even far, I want to say 6 miles from what's supposed to be the symbol of the country, the Statue of Liberty, right? It's supposed to be the staple, the meaning, the melting pot of the world, blah, 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 right? That's supposed to be what we symbolize here, right? But you were bamboozled. They put their modern calf right in the middle of Wall Street where they really respect what they really respect. Okay, who their true idol is not freedom, liberty, justice for all. No, we can clearly see that through the systems they operate within. Their idol is the bull on Wall Street. Okay, and if you know, you know. There's a nice young lady standing in front of it. Okay, so that symbolizes the love of money, putting money over everything. When we were freed, we were given freedom, we were given pardon, we were let go, right? What did people do immediately after getting free from what they said was their captivity and they needed free from? Created something else to pray to. Worrying about the wrong green instead of focusing on heart, purpose, where you're being divinely guided to. You can't even hear that because of all the clutter, calamity, and chaos in the streets. Everybody's so worried about what Cardi B and Offset is doing. Okay, well, how's that helping you in your everyday life? Everybody's worried about what Diddy's doing. Okay, how does that help you in your everyday life? You worry about what your neighbor doing. You talking about the people at church in the front pew, mind you, gossiping. What do it say in there in the good book about gossipers? Oh, okay. Idolizing all the wrong things, putting anything above your purpose to distract yourself. So, yes, these things play a role in it, but at the end of the day, when do we take accountability for self? We're all grown adults. We know right from wrong, right? So, Isaiah also offers a message of hope and future salvation coming through the Messiah, the King, right? Getting your purpose on purpose. That is what provides your provision, okay? Don't worry about what I'm doing. Worry about what you're supposed to be doing, okay? If you've been here, you know, I always say, those who test boundaries find cliffs, while those who trust God find mountaintops, okay? Like the good Dr. King said, Martin Luther King Jr. said, I have seen the mountaintops, okay? His connection to the Most High allow him to see how high we can go. We can go much further than this. See yourself higher. See your brother, your sister, your neighbor. And I'm just not talking about your bloodline, your kin. See the world higher, okay? See the God in others, okay? See the God in yourself, first of all. First of all, connect with the Most High. Get your own personal connection, not one that you feign through going to church on Sunday to get participation points or attending the mosque, participating in religious practices to get participation points, okay? Do what you're called to do. Not because you want to pretend to get the points and think that's going to get you somewhere. No, actually try to get somewhere. It's here, it's now. You could have heaven here and now. Okay, that's what they don't tell you. Okay, so while they've created their systems to thrive in their heaven, quote unquote, right? That's all they wanted, right? But we're called to more than that. There's more than just money in this, okay? Answer the call, okay? It'll save your life, okay? Something coming in threes is significant. I've been getting that all day. So thank you, Dr. King, for coming through. We thank our ascended masters. If you know, you know. Okay, anyone preaching love, light, prosperity for all. Dr. King, as I mentioned. Christ, as I mentioned. Bob Marley, as I mentioned. Anyone preaching those messages to you are divine messengers, okay? You're called to listen, okay? You're getting that call for a reason, okay? Now things have to be stepped up a notch, okay? I'm hearing drastic measures. Desperate times call for desperate measures, okay? So, as we see, the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. He said what he said, class, okay? The meek shall inherit the entire earth. It don't matter what type of games they do, pulling out antimatter like a rabbit in a hat trick, like I said before. They got something for everything y'all think y'all got, okay? And it ain't gonna be pretty, okay? Not as pretty as these nails. Anywho, get in your purpose on purpose. Understand that God is as within, so without, as above, so below, as within the spirit, as in the soul. Okay? Get in your purpose. The meek shall inherit the entire earth. He said what he said. And I'll leave it there, class. If you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to get your attendance points for coming to class today, okay? Thank you for tuning in. I thank you for tapping into this beautiful energy, listening to these messages. I hope you took something from this message, okay? Thank you for all the gods and goddesses tuning in, okay? And I trust that you'll take this information and do with it what you're called to do with it. Until next time, class, always come and go in love and light. Seek purpose, not just paychecks, as purpose provides your provision. And Always, always, always do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And until next time, peace, y'all.